So I just need to share this because Sean and I totally feel like this whole situation is messed up. All right, here's what happened. So at most Southeast Asian places, they don't want you wearing shoes in maybe stores or hotels or even in your room, things like that. Totally understand. And we try to adhere to it as much as possible. And what we try to do is bring our shoes, like carry them up with us if we want to bring them with us. Like, for example, I only have 2 pairs of shoes, okay? So, period. I own 2 pairs of shoes, right? And so I don't want to leave these downstairs because these are expensive and they're also the size of men's shoes because I have big feet. And I don't want to leave them downstairs just in case maybe I thought other travelers would take them. Because obviously Lao people are shorter, they're probably smaller feet, they're probably not going to be the ones to take them. And then these, I left downstairs last night just because I was like, all right, there's sandals, they're big, they're obviously more girl sandals. There's no girl here that probably has shoes my size, or feet my size, right? Sean and I go for, now they were there earlier when we left before our walk. And we had to go to the store to go get some hydrogen peroxide. And we got back, and I noticed that my shoes were gone because I was going to bring them up so that I could have them because we leave tomorrow. So I wanted to, clean them up and pack. And they're Crocs. They're good Crocs, and I walk well in them. And I don't have flip flops because they flippity flop and they slide off my feet. And so I love these shoes. I come back, they're gone. I start getting like a little upset because I only own 2 pairs of shoes, and I'm in Lao, and like the shoes, it's not the same. It's like they're they're not Crocs. They're like frocks. You know what I mean? And they might be good, but they generally fall apart a lot faster in our experience. Sometimes even after the first wear, when you buy shoes from Southeast Asian countries, unless it's from a name brand in a department store somewhere like in Bangkok or Chiang Mai or Japan or something. Anyway. I start walking around going, where's my shoes? And Sean's like, where'd you leave them? And he's trying to help me find them. And I mean, there's just basically outside, there's this fake lawn stuff. And then everyone's shoes are lined up against the step that you have to take to get up before you come into the hotel room areas and up the stairs. So I walk in, I take my shoes off, my tennis shoes off to look for my other freaking shoes. And I walk around through the lobby, and one of the gals who's there, she's Vietnamese, and she's like, what's wrong? Because she could tell I'm frantically, and I'm looking at the pool area, see if anyone's out there with my shoes, or see if they were out there somehow, someone walked with them. And I said, someone took my shoes. And she goes, oh, what? Who? And I'm like, I don't know who took my shoes, but someone took my freaking shoes. And she goes, what'd they look like? And so I'm trying to explain to her what they look like. It doesn't matter what they freaking look like. They're gone. And they're not there at all. And so I'm starting to get upset again because I own 2 freaking pairs of shoes. So Sean and I'm just like, fine, I'm done. And I start picking up the stroller to go put it under the stairs. And all of a sudden, up on the scooter, pulls up 2 people. Sean's like, they've got your shoes on. So I was like, and so I'm like, I get really upset, and they have masks on, so I can't see who it is, but they're obviously Lao, or at least they're not tourists. And so I look, and I'm like, that's a small little foot in my big ass shoe. And off she gets off the bike, and the mask comes down. It's the manager of the hotel. And Sean and I both were like, oh, like that, right? So she gets off, and I was like, those are my shoes. And I have there's no filter at this point because I am hot. And I'm actually hot because it was so freaking hot out. We were sweating and so hot and super hot. And then my shoes are gone, and I'm stressed out, and just because I love my shoes, and you cannot go to the pool with tennis shoes. Like, that's not okay. Anyway, and she hands them back to me. Now, I got to paint a picture for you. Sean will not wear shoes that other people have worn. Now, like, maybe if they're his Crocs and someone had them on, not even me, like, he wouldn't want me to wear his shoes. Like, it's really a thing for him. So he would have to leave them, give them away, get new shoes, whatever it was. But because they're Crocs, he could wash them and still be bothered by it, but he'd be okay. I was not okay. Not because I can't wash them, but because of the gall of the manager. It's one thing, like, if a guest stole them or something, like, that's still messed up, but, like, I mean, people do that. Shame on me for leaving them down and trusting people, right? Maybe an employee taking them. You know, they don't have shoes, they need shoes, they saw some shoes that fit them, they thought, you know what, that's messed up, but it's still like better than the manager. So then I say to her, I'm like, you don't take other people's shoes. And I am not very kind at this point. And I'm like, you don't take other people's shoes. And I said, I only own 2 pairs of shoes, these and these. And she goes, oh, someone else took my shoes, so I didn't have any shoes, so I took these. And I go, you just take other people's shoes because I'm just like, oh my God. I was so mad. Like, I couldn't even look at her anymore. And I huff off and we head upstairs. Now, Sean doesn't say anything this whole time, right? Other than after he pointed out, she got your shoes on, right? So we're walking up the stairs and he quietly whispers, that's messed up that the manager took your shoes. And I'm like, oh, you think? So I'm stomping up the stairs and just like, so irritated, so happy I got my shoes back though. Like I'm so happy that the manager is the one who took them. And then I'm getting irritated. The fucking manager is the one who took my shoes. Anyway, I just had to share it because I think that if you go somewhere and you have to take your shoes off, and in certain countries, like, it's just like a thing. You don't take other people's shoes. Like, they're so everybody only has so many pairs of shoes, right? I mean, I would look around and people don't have a ton of shoes. I mean, and yes, not everyone has as much, money, or maybe these are nicer shoes. I mean, Crocs are Crocs. It's not like they're, Balenciagas or something like that. But, and also, her feet are like this big. My shoes, this big. Like, why wouldn't she take... Do you know how many other shoes were out there? Like, tons. She could have fit into Sebastian's Crocs that were out there. You know what I mean? Like, take those. Not that I want him to take those, because he only has 2 pairs of shoes. But, like, come on. Like, find a pair of shoes that, at least, I don't know, maybe fit your size foot a little bit. Right? Anyway. So then Sean says to me, he just went and took Sebastian swimming. He's probably going to see the manager. And he's not going to say anything, because he's so nice. And I'm not going to say anything, because I'm just not having it. And I'm not going to be mean or rude or anything like that, but I'm sure as shit not leaving my shoes down there or anywhere else from now on. I am taking them up. I don't care if I have to put them in a plastic bag. I don't care. I'm not leaving my shoes out for anywhere anymore. I only have 2 pairs of shoes. Take care of them. Anyway, Sean says to me as he's walking out, he goes, she should have at least, like, offered to, like, comp us for dinner or something like that. And I'm like, look, she did it. It wasn't like the hotel that did it. And he goes, yeah, but still, like, she should comp us, like, something. And I don't need to be comped. Just, if you're the manager, don't take your customers' shoes.